Hi, my name is Christina Hudson. I am the Director of Youth Ministry here at St. James. Over the last few weeks, we've been in this series of Behold, first talking about relationship, how we're made for relationship, that we have relationships in our lives. We're made for relationship with God, with ourselves, and with others. Then we went into identity, how our deepest identity, the identity that nobody can take away from us, is that we are beloved sons and daughters of the Most High King. And so with all of that, now we move into our third segment, which is on mission. And I'm excited to introduce this segment with what we call the Great Commission. The Great Commission is given to us at the end of Matthew, and after Jesus' time on earth, after his time with his disciples, after his crucifixion, after his resurrection, the last words that he says to his disciples to continue the mission that he started is to make disciples. He says in Matthew 28:19, "Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, teaching them all you have observed and all I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you until the end of the age." Jesus asks us not only to observe his teachings, to live out the teachings, but also to teach others what he has commanded. Not necessarily how we interpret things, how we should see things today in 2022, but what he has commanded. And some of these teachings are very, very difficult. They're hard to understand. When we go back to John chapter 6, when Jesus is giving his teaching on the Eucharist, and he's telling his disciples that they're going to eat of his body, they're going to gnaw at his flesh. And this is so countercultural and so strange for the disciples to understand, but Jesus doesn't back down. He doubles down and he says, "No, truly, truly, I say to you." He's saying, no, this is the way. He tells us that he is the way, the truth, and the life. And he gives us the Eucharist. But when these disciples, these men who've been calling him the Christ, who've been claiming that he's the Son of God for the last 3 years of his mission, they look to Jesus with this difficult teaching, and in John 6:6, they leave. The disciples just leave. And Jesus doesn't say, "Oh, I was just kidding. I was just kidding about that." No, he turns to the other disciples and he says, "Are you going to leave me too?" Because when we stand in this time of truth, of acknowledging and accepting the truth of Jesus and the truth of who he is and the truth of everything that he teaches, we have to respond. And we can respond like his disciples who had such a hard time understanding this that they leave him. Or we can respond like Peter does when he says, "Where are we to go? You have the words of everlasting life." Here at St. James, our mission statement coincides with the Great Commission: to be disciples and to make disciples. To be disciples, to actually take those teachings that he has commanded us, that we are observing them in our lives, and then to make disciples, to share that with others, not just by our actions, hoping that we're just good people and that others will follow suit, but by actually sharing the gospel of God with our words, by sharing the good news with our words. We can take total confidence in the fact that if Jesus is all that is good, if he's all that is beautiful, and he shares with us absolute truth, that whatever difficulties and doubts that we have about these teachings of Christ, that we can confidently bring them into our lives. Because it's his teachings, it's his words, it's his truth-beating goodness that lead us to everlasting life. Wherever you are in your faith, we have an opportunity to still live out the Great Commission. Over the next couple weeks, we'll be talking about some of the tactical and practical ways that you can live out the Great Commission in your lives. We hope that you've been enjoying our series, Behold, and look forward to seeing you soon.